Welcome, everyone. Map 2 of our doubleheader this evening. It's going to be GAMERS2 Virtus.Pro. Battle of Poland. Of course, we already had TSM going up against their lovely compatriot, although not really compatriot at all, Penta Sports. They actually manhandled them in that one. It was pretty convincing on both maps, but this game should be a lot closer. Heino, you're with me again, I do believe.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, cool. I hadn't heard from you in a while, so I didn't know if I was just going to talk and you were just going to show up on me at some point.
Surprise.
I'm glad you didn't finish that statement, because we all know how that one ends. But no, this is a decent matchup. I mean, every time there's a domestic battle right now in Counter-Strike, it seems like it always puts up, long games, high numbers on both sides. You think of Copenhagen Wolves even versus Dignitas versus TSM, Nip, Fnatic, obviously that one's going to put up numbers, but G2, Virtus.Pro, not very games. It's the similar situation. We do have the maps already, by the way, so we'll take a quick peek at it. GAMERS2 select Overpass, which is what we saw our last match on earlier between TSM and Penta, and then we go to Dust 2, which is Virtus.Pro's pickup.
Dust 2, that's interesting. Gamers 2 actually isn't bad on Dust 2 at all, so I'm surprised that they would go with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like these two teams don't know each other, that's for sure. I mean, Virtus.Pro, Overpass, that's actually not a bad pickup by GAMERS2, because Virtus.Pro and Overpass they're not terrible on it. I won't say they're awful. They obviously had a comeback against TSM at Starlight. We made mention of that earlier today as well, but that was actually more TSM making mistakes to allow that to happen, and Virtus.Pro usually don't do much on the T side. They rely heavily on their CT side on that map, so we'll see. I don't know. I've seen games where they completely destroy GAMERS2, they just come out completely, manhandle them, and then other games where unfortunately they just don't show up at all. So it's been back and forth between these two, but usually it's pretty dead even.
Yeah, Virtus.Pro always surprises people whether they do really good or really bad. I don't think I'm not going to say that they're inconsistent, but a lot of matches online don't really show the potential as they do on LAN. On LAN, they're usually pretty good monsters, scary teams to play against, but online, I think people are aware that there's been a lot of upsets.
Yeah, online's definitely been shaky for them, and that's always one of the things that they have to consider is the fact that this is a solidly online league. So it's not like they have to consider the fact that if they want to get to LAN to prove themselves, it just simply is they've got to play the whole season long online. But that's one of the things that CCS that haunted them. They didn't really perform well online. They missed the LAN there. There's been other instances of that happening. One of the only ones that they've been dead consistent on making the online portion of is ESEA, which is now the ESL Pro League, and there's a lot more pressure there due to the fact that there's a lot more teams in the league and people are taking it more seriously due to prize money. So it is an issue. I mean, it's still a factor in Counter-Strike. They are worlds apart in terms of play style, intensity, and obviously latency. That goes without saying, but they definitely go hand in hand in terms of making the overall package of what is Counter-Strike right now.
I want you to pick a player that's gonna go absolutely nuts.
Pasha.
I got Bialy. For some reason, I think, yeah.
He hasn't had a game in a long time.
Where is he?
Actually, I shouldn't say that, but he's not normally consistently putting up the numbers that he was for a little while, about a year or 8 months ago, you'd say. But we'll take a peek, actually, at our Vulcan segment. Now, we failed to get into the head-to-head together because we're both idiots and didn't get in there in time. But, just to remind you, I had Zipnix, who was pretty solid on one of the maps earlier, Cajun B, who was dead on, and Device is my shot caller, so I'm pretty sure I had you.
Device is a huge call. That was a perfect pick by you, for sure.
Yeah.
Device always frags out, that's for sure. Cajun B as well.
Well, for this game, I've got Michu coming in for GAMERS2, Neo, as well as... So I actually have more people in this game than the last game. So I have Taz, Pasha, Innocent, Neo, and Michu all in this game. So yeah, I mean, Taz is another one that's... Obviously, strat calling is a little more quiet, but kind of consistently quiet in the fact that consistently reliable, but consistently quiet. Like, you know what you're going to get from Taz night in, night out, and there's occasional and big rounds and clutch moments that he can step up for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, there's some times where he just really surprises me, and whether it's good or bad, there's been times where I just see him hold down sites by himself and makes huge plays for his team, and then there's other days where it's like, you got your brain on today, and he's just, not that hot, but for the most part, he's a really good player, and I think that Overpass is probably one of the maps that I would like to see him go ham on. But like I said, Bayali, I don't know. I just got a feeling. I think that Bayali's gonna go strong here, and maybe Pasha will go with the aggressiveness and with that op and pick up the frags that you want to see.
Yeah, and don't forget as well, if you guys want to play on Vulcan.com, there's tons of cool stuff going on. You log in daily, you get credits. You can play particularly these two leagues, the practice leagues, for free. It's say 25, but it's 25 credits that you simply get for being part of the website, so that's super easy to do. And then you've got your buy-in leagues, $250, prize pool $450. That's a head-to-head, by the way. That's a pretty sick head-to-head. So you better know your stuff if you're going to go against that guy, because he obviously wants your money. But you should head over there. All you got to do is click down below the chat, click on the little link, the little banner, or go over and use the promo code COUNTERPIT. They'll match your first donation up to $1,000, and you can take part in daily fantasy as it occurs. So map number 1, Overpass. Again, CT side is sort of the carry for Virtus.Pro. They do have to get some T side rolling. GAMERS2, typically speaking, that's the other thing about them. In comparing the two teams, they're far more T-oriented than Virtus.Pro are.
Yeah, there's a lot of big plays by a lot of the guys. It seems like when they do make big plays, it's just one or two of them has a really on day. I've seen Michu go absolutely nuts on Cash a few times as well, and depends on the players. And I don't know, if one of them's on, I think the rest of them kind of let them lead the way and pick up a lot of rounds for them. But
well, knife's about to start. And we should get, well, it said it was about to start. I'm confused. Apparently it's not, because we didn't get the reset. But we will get knife for sides. Obviously it's CT you want to start out on this one. The other thing that I'd be really interested in is how aggressive VP get. That's one of the weird things, is they're one of the more passive-aggressive teams on this map. They do put Pasha out toward long. He's been known to play by the flower bed. And just opt toward long, but their front side aggression of bathrooms over inside, I guess you can call it mid, a lot of people are starting to refer to the front of bathrooms as mid, is a lot more laid back than some teams who get all the way out toward the stairs. Now, they will push in there occasionally, but it seems to work for them, and a lot, like, again, you go to TSM, for example, or who's another great example of that?
Nip.
Fnatic. Nip, yep, Olaf for Fnatic. Anyone who gets really all the way out toward the playground. I mean, that's a very changed and different style compared to what VP do.
Yeah, I mean, you can see Alu and Forrest get up close multiple times, just have the op go aggressive, and then the rifle will just sit there just in case or something like that. But a lot of the times it works out for the CTs. There's a lot of angles you can get peeks from, and the same, you want to make sure that the terrorists do use their smokes and their nades and Molotovs. My girlfriend's yelling in the background. Sorry about that.
I won't say it. I won't say it. Tell your girlfriend to be quiet. Just kidding. I think you're right, though, utilizing smokes, Molotovs, covering off choke points. I think B still requires a lot more execution, but again, less teams than I really expected to after the map upgrade would utilize the smokes on the A site to get the bomb down quickly. That actually shocks me in some regards, that they don't have that ability of, or at least knowledge in some teams' cases, to get in and just, I mean, you don't have to win the battles. You win the one aggressive pick. You force the other two back into hiding, and then they have to play a retake, essentially, on A if you do it right. And less teams are taking advantage of that. And again, I think it's something that, I mean, I guess in some cases, for some people, because it was a late map change, the meta was already developed, and if it ain't broken, don't fix it. So some teams are still happy going B. But I'm surprised more teams haven't adapted that style.
No, you're completely right. If you, as a CT team, have to push back into them, there's only two spots you can really come from. If you don't take control of site or truck, then you have to come out of bank, you have to come up those stairs, and it's just two choke points that are easy for the T's to pick off. And there's also the long A as well. If you don't take control of that, then they have full reign on that, and it's just really easy for the terrorist teams to get the site. Once they get that site, use those smokes to push them back. Makes it easy. Here's a knife run.
Here we go. Finally going to get underway. Teams have agreed. Oh, I love it. Decoy actually hit someone. So the decoy nade does damage in the knife round, finally.
Did it explode on him?
It didn't. It actually physically touchdown pass.
I wonder how much damage that does with explode. Does anybody know? Chat?
I think it's 4 on explosion for a decoy grenade. G2 are going to win this, though, so they'll start out CT. So pressure's on VP early, so they're going to have to show up, and they're going to need to start with this pistol round, in my opinion, for VP if they really want to get rolling. I mean, again, there's been days they've shown up and completely dominated GAMERS2, but typically speaking, it's close. Yeah, I don't. Just to go back to your point about blowing up decoy. Did you ever see the Moxie round?
No, I have not.
She tweeted it. I think it was tweeted and it was on Reddit for a while. She threw a decoy into the site. It was a 2-on-1. She was 1-on-2 retake. It was Inferno. She came from construction, bounced the decoy past spools. It landed beside the fountain. She went in and actually killed 2 players. And as she was defusing the bomb with 3 HP, the decoy blew up and killed her. And she killed herself to lose the round while defusing.
That's awesome. I gotta see that.
Yeah, it was probably my favorite blooper. Yeah, it was Moxie. I'm pretty sure it's like, you can find it on YouTube really quickly. But it was one of my favorite bloopers that I've seen, actually.
Nothing like clutching all V2 and killing yourself with a decoy. I don't think I've seen in competitive matches. I don't know if I've actually seen a decoy kill anybody.
To my knowledge, no. I know a Flash has. I couldn't tell you when or where. I just remember someone telling me that it happened. But decoy, yeah, I don't know if that has happened.
So going back to the game, I think that if G2 can kind of minimize the money for Virtus.Pro, because we know how the nickname Virtus Plow. Once they get rolling, you gotta make sure that you stop them at some point. It's very difficult once they get a bunch of money. So if G2 can win this best round, get those SMGs, get those $600 per kill, and kind of keep them low on money, I think that G2 has a pretty good chance here.
All right, guys. Well, we are live finally, and it's going to be a hard B presence right now coming out from Virtus.Pro. Again, this pistol round going to be extremely important to get things rolling early on their T side, and through they go. But Bialy, he does turn back, so your man Upeg is going to open things up as Michu gets caught. But Manise is still at Toxic. He allows Snacks to go by and already has vision on the second, so he'll pick up Pasha, but Bialy will find him now as well. This is the pistol round he needs, but they are still a man down. Not anymore. Bialy found Mouse. And now it's just going to leave them in a 2-on-2 post-plant situation. Smoke out, that'll allow them to push a little bit further up catwalk from the CT perspective, but they actually want to go through pit and try and use the ramp to their advantage as Taz now finds Spiro. Bialy falls back, he's the low HP player. That puts pressure on Taz to win the battle between Innocent and himself. And Innocent, he actually gets the exchange, so Bialy's going to lurk. He gets towards sandbags. This gives him good post-plant positioning. But Innocent, he's going to take the fight. There's only 4 HP for Bialy, but he uses the surf. He gets away using the surf perfectly, and now he's drawn Innocent so far away from the bomb that there's no time for the defuse. And that is some stylish play from Bialy, because if he doesn't surf there, he does go down. There might have been a chance for him to get back to the bomb.
That was an amazing play by he pulled out his knife just to get that little jiggle peek with the knife because you move a little bit faster. So he pulls out the knife, does a quick little slash, and gets away. But that was a quick round. Manise actually picked up 2 nice kills from the barrels as well. And playing CT side, from my experience with pistols, it's very difficult to try to hold one to the other, just because so many CTs or terrorists rather can come up so quickly. So you have a choice: either play passive or play aggressive, and they kind of did a little bit of both, but it almost worked out for Manise.
That's pretty cool to see that surf being used more and more. I think everyone's taking advantage of it. So Snacks with the Heat Mac 10. Gonna fall back toward the playground, but out comes Bialy as I forgot to turn X-Ray back on after the one-on-one. Either way, it's all Virtus.Pro. So simple anti-eco and tons of money being made because they've only invested into 1 rifle. So Bialy's already made back the gun that he lost. Taz, he doesn't even get a kill with that AK, but he's going to hold on to it going into the ensuing round. And this will give them a bit of a build, as we can see, 4,000, 46, 41, 54. That's bought out. The 54 for Bialy's bought out onto an AK, but all they have to do is keep the 2 rifles up in this round, and they'll be able to buy into the first gun easily, quite obviously, and potentially the round after that.
I'm trying to figure out what a good setup for CTs are. For pistols, there's just so many long angles on this map that I don't know exactly what you can do to win eco rounds as a CT.
I mean, stacks are one way to do it, for sure. You can get super aggressive and just non-stop push out from A-long and just continue to wrap around and get on a flank really quickly and sort of funnel your offense toward the B site. But you rely on early picks that way. There's no coming back from a deficit, typically speaking, on this map with pistols.
There's just so many angles to flushed out from. I mean, if you play up close B, there's a pop flash there. If you play up close middle or down below, I think the only place that I found really successful is those stairs with the pistols.
Well, there's the efficiency, so now it's pretty much a done deal, set in stone, that even if they lose the first gun round, they're going to have money to buy no matter what. Pasha 78.50. Neo 7650, and then it goes, I mean, down from there. Snacks was high as well. They'll be in a really good position here easily. So op out right now for Spiro. Pasha's going to do the same, and we'll get to see that battle. Keep in mind, it's a naked op for Spiro. No armor to speak of.
And this is the train that you need to stop from Virtus.Pro, or Plow rather, and they're just really strong. And maybe Zero will take on the battle. Maybe where's Pasha at right now? Yeah, he's long as well, so we're going to see an op battle at long.
An Innocence on this front mid boost here on top of the bench, so this gives him positioning to spot above the top of the stairwell coming out from the underpass. It also lets him peek through the bathroom on the main connection point to bathroom. But he needs to be able to spot and fall quickly. They're already going to jump off it, in fact. Okay, now he's going to actually, he goes back up, so they've elected to stay with this, but Pasha's actually gotten past them at outer. Like you said, it's going to be this long battle. Pasha, he spots it first, hits Spiro, but it's through the back of the APC. And unfortunately, that's not going to take him down. It just puts him on 20 HP, and Pasha's going to change his angle. Innocent, he knows he's going to fall back, so they'll hold that window spot just to make sure he doesn't cross through bathrooms and try and hit the stairwell quicker. Meanwhile, Virtus.Pro, they want out. They're inside construction, and they want to work onto this B site. Neo's going to be the first to try and get the entry, but considerably different pace now that the guns are out. Only 30 seconds remain in the round, and we still have all 10 players alive. So the plow is slowed down, but it may not be out of gas just yet. Snacks, he's going to find Michu, and he's trades on Taz, but Neo, with the smoke on Catwalk, has to recover the bomb, because unfortunately Taz dropped that inside the pit, and now Innocent's behind them, so this looks bad for Virtus.Pro, because they don't have positioning advantage right here. They need to still recover that bomb, and Spiro's going to stop Bialy in his tracks, attempting to do so. Innocent, there's the flank, and now he's going to pop up. It's pretty easy picking right now on Snacks, but he's unaware that he's to the right. Snacks manages to dodge himself back into a position that's viable. But time's going to run out. That bomb down from Taz, that's a huge mistake, and Gamers2 are going to get away with this one, and that actually really hurts the money to have time expire in that regard.
We talked about that on the TSM match, where if you get a CT player to play that pit area and your terrorist team tries to rush him with the bomb, that can happen. So playing that pit's pretty strong. He smoked off the little cat connector as well, and then just held down the site. Zero also had a nice few picks coming down into the site and dropped that bomb. No time left. But because they had so many kills and they didn't die that often during the eco rounds, they're going to have enough money to buy. Again, Neo's actually opting instead of Pasha this round. Mouse doesn't actually have a gun at all.
And in goes Snacks. Gets the entry on Maniz. Pasha, other angle. He'll catch Michu off at Toxic. And with the three-man stack, again, using that boost means you have, if you want to cover long at the very least, you have to commit 3 men to A. It is a faster rotation point from A to B, but B has more angles that have to be covered. So it's a debate. It's a constant change from team to team on how they choose to play that. In fact, round to round it often changes, but right now Virtus.Pro, thanks to the economy and being able to buy, have the advantage in this round quite handily with the bomb down, and 3 players from G2 who unfortunately haven't built up much bank themselves have to try and save these guns, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Bialy wants to go for the hunt, but I don't think he's quite close enough to take this fight.
The CTs need to play together on the B bomb site. Last 2 rounds they got picked off. One guy was playing towards a lower ramp and he got picked off by a quick pop flash out of the smoke, and after that the guy Pit held it down enough. But when you play CT side on this map, you need to play together, whether it's A or B. If you're playing B together, push together on the cat, take control of the water. But if you're going to play together in A, you choose bathrooms or long. You can't play one or the other. It's not going to work out for you.
Spiro to pick. Neo already beats him to the punch. So Neo with the op this time, not Pasha. He takes the fight at Monster, and he gets the first blood. That's going to put Maniz and Michu in an awkward spot, as Michu actually does manage to at least recover the rifle, so we'll see if he can use that to his advantage. Because I'm not sure that Neo had the angle to spot that the gun had been recovered. And now that there's a smoke up, this is actually going to force his hand, and VP, they're actually going to head over toward A. Decent
CT
read,
rotate's coming out fast too, yeah.
Fire goes a little bit light in the case of one of those Molotovs that went out. The second one does make it down to put it out on top of the stairwell, but 2 players already crossed over for the CT perspective. So they'll be in decent position, and Mao's the flash. It blinds him up, but he still manages to find Pasha. Taz, though, he's going to find Michu, and Mao's has to be careful because he's got one on either side. As Snacks lurking manages to pick him up. And Snacks lurking, how many times do you hear that? He's going to pick up another kill. He's so good in that position. And Innocent back to the ladder in the underpass just to hold on to a lowly M4. We'll see. He gets caught! I was going to say we'll see if he goes for that jump spot we saw in the last game, but he's caught by Neo in the end.
G2 got pushed all the way back into bank and into steps as well, and they couldn't do anything. You can't get out. They got smoked off, and you're not going to run through a smoke with just one person. It's really hard to retake A site once you lose control of it completely. Plus, the MP9 wasn't going to help them out much either. So we're going to have a save here from the CTs. And I want to see something aggressive, maybe steps, and that looks like Innocent might be doing that. Not he's going to get aggressive on this little cubby wall.
And Snacks actually got a kill through that wallbang. We see people spray it so many times, and it's such a common spot that oftentimes people won't run into it based on timing, but that's one of the first kills I've seen there in a long time from Snacks, and Taz now finds Michi. This is, again, another round. Again, anti-eco, but another round. There it is again. Taz using that surf. Everyone's using that surf now.
A lot of options on this map to do that as well. You got that little... I think that's probably the most common, wouldn't you think? In that corner. Cat.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, the wall bang, you mean? Yeah, I mean that and the plywood that's right in front of the squeaky door.
Yeah, there's two there. But let's see if Zero gets aggressive. He does have to spawn, so I'd like to see him get all the way up and hopefully pick Fountain maybe. Let's see how confident he feels, and that's exactly what he's going to do, so hopefully this works out for him.
Mouse is just going to get in the connector and watch toward the top of the stairwell, but Innocent's made his way down there already, so G2 at least have some map positioning to work with these guns back out. But again, 6 rounds already Virtus.Pro, and I was talking up their CT side. This is scary stuff. Mouse, he does catch Taz because he heard him trying to go for the boost, so that limits a man. Also means Pasha's been given up. They know there's someone out there who's trying to get the pick. Pre-fires the shot toward the back of the van this time, hoping that it would be Spiro a little bit over-aggressive and out of position, but he's not. He's playing more disciplined than that. But again, they were going to try and go for this boost over top of the sign and the flower pot. Good play from Innocent. It's a nice spot to get up in the corner there. He uses it to perfection, and it's only one. So although he executed some trigger discipline, there's no one else following in the footsteps to fill up a double for him.
I'm surprised by this A play where they played one person in bathrooms alone, and then P0 actually picked up another kill here against Pasha, but Violet takes down one and gets taken down by himself by Manice, making it 3v1.
Manice spots Taz jumping away, or rather Snacks, excuse me, jumping away and does decent damage, so G2's got a really good opportunity here to just win this round out. All they gotta do is deal with Snacks, and I think Snacks is well aware of the situation. He may look for exit kills on the diffusers, but unfortunately, oh, he may catch him just in time. If he could take the diffuser right now, he would have a chance at this. He does! Innocent goes down. I'm not sure there's time enough now to win the round. They can't get the diffuse, and Snacks, that's huge. That is absolutely massive, that with 10 HP, he has time to rotate that far and pick up the kill. That is insane.
That's so demoralizing.
Talk about getting the kill you need, too. They couldn't push forward and keep him off the angle, and he tried to meat shield it. Snacks hits the perfect shot.
Great bait. I honestly thought that he was going to save. I thought that he just thought the round was over, 3v1, I have low HP. I'm going to just save this AK and take what I can, but he decided to go for it and kill the guy. I mean, I think the CT, even if he picked up his teammate's kit, do you think he would have had time? I don't think so.
I don't think at that point, no. I mean, they would have had to get on it earlier with the kit. That was a 10-second defuse is the reason it was the problem. If they put a guy with a kit on top of it, they had it. So, I mean, that's just ridiculous that that's able to happen. Am I mistaken in saying that that was a 10-second defuse? Because he was on it before he got to the back of bathrooms.
No, I definitely think you're right. I was trying to think if they had any kits at all, and I don't think they did.
They definitely didn't on the 3 players that were alive, but either way, that nade, it bounces over the edge of the wall, so it won't catch Snacks. I mean, either way, you give up a 1v3 clutch when you're already defusing and he's got 10 HP and you knew where he was. I mean, that's hats off to Snacks hitting that shot, but GAMERS2 is going to be kicking themselves for that.
Nichu comes up with a 3k on the eco round and they actually won. So that stack you were talking about, how do you succeed when you have a pistol or an eco round on CT side? And they took your advice, went over to B site and ended up winning. I want Zero to get a little bit aggressive here on the long, and he's going to do that. There's another peak that you can play as well where you jump up, you get up on the bench, and you jump up on the sign, and it gives you a little bit of wiggle room where people can't see your feet. And again, they're playing solo at B, which kind of concerns me. I'd like to see them play together, but Innocent's actually going to come down the steps and kind of help his teammate out there.
Michu catches Neo, a little bit aggressive, but Snacks coming over from A, back down the stairwell. He finds Innocent in return, so Maniz now has to address the fact that the squeaky door's got company. Could actually go for the wall there, but little does he know where Snacks is exactly angled on the opposing side. But there is 3 now, so it limits his options. It's much less margin for error, as it's a much more broad target. But out they go. And he does get the first. Little bit of team damage from Taz, but it doesn't matter. He gets the kill. And that's going to force the rotation now from both Mouse and Spiro, who's doing to be a little bit more passive, in fact, because He spotted out Pasha, and he's going to win that exchange. So Pasha finally losing the op battle, and they've done this correctly, G2, by staying passive and patient. They've realized Virtus.Pro are coming back in that direction, so Mouse has come back over, and it's going to be a 2-on-2 on the site take.
Here's the smokes you were talking about as well.
Well, they tried to use the smokes. The problem is the one counter to the middle of the site being smoked off is getting forward of them. That's what Mouse does. And Snacks, although he can come around the corner and find the first on Spiro, still has to deal with the fact that Mouse is lurking. Second player's not yet in position, and this gives Snacks a chance, but just barely he gets around the corner, flashed up. That would have been an easy kill for Snacks, and he can't find it. And running toward Michu, he just has to wait for him to arrive. So off the eco and then a gun round, they're actually bringing themselves back into this game slowly.
Slowly, but at the same time, they're losing a lot of their players, so they need to start winning some of these rounds more convincingly so they can keep their guns and keep their money. But GAMERS2 they just don't seem like they're trading. When you're a CT, obviously, you don't want to trade one for one. That doesn't go in your benefit at all. So Virtus.Pro, they killed the Innocent on steps, and they also killed who was playing Cat for them, maybe Michu. But Manise and Michu are actually going to play together on the lower part of B. And I like to see that more than just the one person. Innocent doing a quick little jump, you can actually see them coming through the tunnels, and you can also see them coming through the door, but there's a possibility you getting spammed as well. So a little bit of risk, a lot of bit of a reward there. And Zero is also playing aggressive with the op.
It's passive this time though from G2 out on A, and this is where those smokes start to apply. Because if you go overly passive, specifically with two players at the back of the site, okay, they move Mouse a little bit forward, but with Innocent way back on the stairwell, it is a really easy spot to smoke, like we were saying, so. We'll see how Virtus.Pro attempt to play this. Bialy wants to get a little bit closer at the front side of the bathrooms. They're actually going to go for a counter boost. Okay, no, he's lining up the smoke. I thought they were going to go for the counter boost to spot over top of that doorway. See if they could narrow down their vision. But Spiro, he finds just the edge of Snacks, and that's all he needs to fire at. It's going to give him the man advantage now on GAMERS2's side, and all hell breaks loose ensuing that kill as the smokes are out in position, but they still have to deal with Mouse. He's forward of them again. That's the counter. Just get one man just slightly forward of their position, but Pasha's going to cancel that out as he picks up two, and it's Bialy to contribute as well. And Pasha, as he gets up on top of default, they'll get the bomb down. He spots Beniz. Brings them back to a 2-on-2 as he drops, though. And that means they have to be able to hit these shots. Neo's not going to play for post pants. He'll leave that alive for Bialy to fall all the way outside the site. Because we saw how far away you can get those kills when Snacks did it in the 1-on-3. So it's up to Bialy now to just sit and wait for this defuse to happen. And already, it's going to be Michu that's on it. Bialy, he has to take this peek sooner or later. Michu, he's not holding it, so Bialy's actually guessed this correctly. These two teams know each other well. Molotov, that's not going to go far enough at all, and Bialy, though, he's done the trick. He's forced him off the bomb, and 18 HP for Bialy. He'll stay alive just barely, and actually, Michu had full HP and still went down when he ran back and toward the back stairwell.
It's a lot of damage from the bomb, I was surprised. I thought he would have lived from there, but guess not. The other thing, I mean, I can't express this enough, but they had the Opper get the pick, so Zero got the opening kill, and the guy coming up short, and there was two more terrorists coming up short. And then they had the smoke on the front of the bomb site. You can't throw a smoke that covers the whole front of the bomb site, so the Opper had a perfect angle on the left side of that smoke to get a kill. But one of the CT players pushed up by himself, got a kill, but then got traded. That leaves three other terrorists to come up just to face your Opper, and that's it. And he got picked off as well. So again, not trading, they're going for these 1v1s, and VP's coming out on top.
Nice play from Spiro to catch Pasha off guard, and again, they started with an eco. They've already won one of these. They have the man advantage just by getting those picks. VP looking for picks, spreading out. Taken down in the process. Spiro, he might catch another. He does. It's Taz that drops, and Snacks now finds himself in a 1-on-3 as Spiro with 2 kills on the round. He's done a phenomenal job controlling the lurk players from VP's perspective. And Snacks, though, he's fooled them all. Surprise, surprise. He's always so smart. He's going to get this bomb down, and he has to plant it on the safe side. That doesn't give him as many options. Post-plant, and that smoke almost cost him his life as he went out aggressively on the peak. But he has got himself away from the bomb, but it's not going to matter. Michu gets him. He obviously had to win that battle just to give himself the chance to bait the bomb, and he doesn't, so.
Another eco round from G2, and it's 2 rounds out of the 4 that they've gotten just eco frags, and I think that they might, if they play them like play their gun rounds like their pistol rounds and they get aggressive on that stairs, maybe they'll want to do that considering it's been working for them on their pistols. But full nades, full armor, full guns from G2, and they don't have much left in the bank for Manise and Mouse, but the other 3 players do have a bunch of money. And Virtus.Pro looking to spend a lot of their bank as well. They don't have much money at all, 1K apiece. The other players with 0. So whoever wins this round looks like they're going to get another round for possibly another eco.
Nice play from Michu to know that there's a gap in the smoke. He uses it to his advantage. He's already spotted Neo coming across. Then it's going to be Snacks that drops after. Swaps to the other AK that's in front of him. Doesn't necessarily pick up the ace because Maniz is already going to get 1 kill, but he will get a 4K, and that's a great hold. So GAMERS2, again, you mentioned it, coming back off that eco on round 9, are showing some life now. It's 8-5. Virtus.Pro have already won the half, but what's the damage going to be, the total damage going to be? Because right now it's back to pistols for VP.
G2 possibly stronger on their T side. I think that if they get an 8-7 here, they'll be happy with it, considering the beginning result. But I don't know, Tech9s, they can be pretty hurtful. We'll see what's going on here. Just don't, if you're the CT team, don't get traded 1-for-1, please. I think it's knife.
Yeah, and it's a knife is kind of a problem. That gives some money back to Snacks, as there is still another round after this for them to buy, so that might potentially get them to drop out an op for Pasha, but either way, it's going to be G2. They comfortably take the round in the end. And what's the call going to be? Just slightly under the op. It was 4,300 for Pasha, and Snacks was lighter than that, so they won't go for it.
I just saw it coming and I was so upset. I was like, please, like, you guys have been playing so well together, just, you know, the buddy system, just pair up 2 people apiece, and you guys did a great hold in B by pairing up together, and
Never
then...
walk home alone. Always have a whistle.
And he just gets knifed. It's like, I don't know. You guys have been playing so well together, partnering up, and you guys are winning so many rounds by being together, and then you just go off by yourself.
Oh, Pasha doesn't need the op when he hits a shot like that, but he also hits a shot on Bialy and then goes down, so thanks for one, I'll give you another and die myself. Give the man advantage to G2 until Taz shows up, and Innocent can't run fast enough to get away from that one, and Neo, he finds Michu, so bring it right back. Everything I say will always be a lie. The caster's curse is definitely real.
It always is.
Spiro, he gets back up on top of the bomb box this time to get a slightly different angle. Taz is going to fade away. Try and get subtle. But the interesting one for me right now is the position that's of Neo. He's gotten inside B. And how has he managed that? Because he's snuck in behind one Virtus.Pro, or pardon me, GAMERS2 player. So he's going to be on the lurk to cut off the rotation of Spiro. But the problem is he going to be able to call to his teammates that Maniz was still there? Because they're going to rely on his call to be correct, and he does get one. That's a trade. Spiro's going to be quick on the rotation, though. No idea that Neo's there. So it does come to fruition in the end, and it's 9-6. And they're going to be very confused at how Neo got into that position.
That was insane. I honestly thought that he was gonna... I thought he was gonna have that by flanking the 2 terrorists, but the terrorists took too long. Well, just enough time, I suppose, if you're a fan of VP. I thought he was going to be able to get that flank off and come up behind him and get the 2 kills, but got 1.5 maybe. They got to pick up this pistol around the tight 9-9, and then we can see the T side from G2. We all know that G2 is a really good T-sided team. And VP, I've seen some solid CT rounds from them, or solid CT halves. So.
I just had the worst sneezing fit of my life, but Innocent will catch Snacks. Starting it off for G2. Nade does massive damage. Look at their HP that remains. In fact, you can almost give the advantage back if you added it all up to VP, despite that they're a man down. And Pasha, he'll push forward. Bombs down. That's been easy. That gives them a massive advantage because the push that was going forward in Bathroom suddenly has to turn around and recover it. And that allows Taz to now pop out, using the smoke to his advantage. Another massive shot on Michu, and the HP that Nade did is definitely adding up. Look at the assists that are piling up for Pasha. I think he got an assist on all 5 of those kills as Neo closes it off, and that's going to make it 10 now for Virtus.Pro.
That nade was huge. I think it hit, 4 or 5 people down to maybe 60 HP. And then Taz, with the hectic play, came up behind Pasha in the bathrooms and picked up 2 frags as well. Good play by them, good CT round. And then G2, if they want to make any sort of comeback here, I think this is one of the bigger rounds that they need to win with these Tech9s and armor.
And right now G2 are going to push it front into mid right now. Well, oh, no, they didn't spot up. Innocent didn't see that there is a player behind them in the form of Snacks, so luckily Mouse turns back before the damage adds up to an insurmountable recovery, and it's going to be Mouse that actually gets Pasha now as well. So PT50 taking the charge. Michu, he's doing decent damage as well. It's going to be Neo dropping down to only 13 HP remaining. And they've got to split back up Virtus.Pro because there's still a chance that bomb doesn't go to A, and I think they're reading that now. The problem is with the low HP on Neo, and SMG's already recovered for G2, they could eco this right back based on the defense having to split up.
Was ZT initial thought to save, or did they really think it was going B?
I don't think it was a safe call at all. I think it was actually a B to rotate back over because they didn't necessarily all flood into A as they were planning. Taz will at least get one trade kill. That's important that he picks up the one on Michu and he does it himself. And that's what I was mentioning. You can always rely on Taz to be consistent. He is actually atop the leaderboard with Snacks at 16, but it's those key moments when you know at least once a game he's going to bail you out. And that play right there, that could have been an eco that goes against them, turns the economy, and then you might have a game on your hands because GAMERS2 could have a comeback and just start to claw away at VP's lead. Instead, they'll hold still and hold station.
Now just 250s, a Glock, and one Tech 9. That was did by armor, but I don't think it's going to be a huge impact play here. The CTs just need to pair up together, make sure that they trade out these kills, get those SMG kills, and rack up some money. Pasha, possibly with the op, but I think T-side we saw Neo actually pick up the green gun instead.
We saw both, actually. Neo went only that one round when he went to Monster at B, and perhaps that was spawn related because I didn't actually catch the play on that one out of the spawn. Either way, it's going to be Neo trying to do damage with the UMP. Has collected Michu and Taz slipping around with the M4 based on his 3K. He's going to buy out that this round. He finds Mouse, and that leaves only Spiro remaining. And they'll be on the hunt. He's got the SMG, but slowly but surely they're going to push down the mouth of the monster and try and regurgitate all over him. Regurgitate a good number of bullets, and it's actually him that goes in barking upon the journey to find Spiro, or rather Bialy, and Bialy finds him in turn. So it's going to be 12 now for Virtus.Pro, and GAMERS2, they will finally get rifles up in this half.
I'm curious to see if they're going to do smoke strats, if G2 picked this map, which they did, if they're going to actually come up with strats, or if they're just going to work picks. G2, from what I usually see them play, is that they just like to work picks and then go off of that. So they do have a quick molly from Mihu, and it's going to land on short.
Neo goes for the op. It is him that takes it again. He's quick to the draw. He gets down and lower, but he only tags up Maniz through the wall. An interesting wall bang percentage on that, too, because it put Maniz down to 4 HP. And yet he comes out worse, well, I won't say worse for, but bad on wear as well at 31. But that's like 96 damage against armor.
Yeah, it's one of those frustrating shots for sure as an opper.
Yeah, I don't know what the texture is there that he hit. I'm going to have to, that'd be cool to look at sometime when I go into a server by myself. But Bialy, he's going to take down Michu. Because that's, I mean, that's the difference between armor living and dying right there.
Absolutely. Mihu actually just peeked short without any flashes or anything, trying to get a kill on the guys in B site, but they were ready for it. I think it was Bialy actually from the toxic barrels picked him up. And then Neo, I like this pick a lot right here. The aggressive pick, and he actually picks up a kill.
Yeah, that's the second time he's done that. The first, it was on the T half in the opposing direction. Now it's going to be Bialy who holds some toxic popping out. Thought he could get the third, but Pasha beats him to it. From Squeaky gets in behind on the flank, and now it's 13. And unfortunately, money hasn't accumulated too much on the T side again. They almost had that eco round, which would have changed the complexion of this game massively. They will bring out a couple Tech 9s and see what they can do with them.
Possibly a B-rush here. I think it's going to be pretty scary. I expect the passive setup here from the CTs, maybe one in pit, one barrel. I don't think that they're going to get aggressive on it, but we'll see. And then Neo actually holds a flash here, because if he hears them rushing, boom, flash right there, blinds all the guys coming out of B. There's another one as well. And stops that rush.
Taz, they do try and push onto him. Mouse goes down. Taz turns back, finds Spiro as well. So, really good job by him, and he's still alive. Finally, Maniz will put him down, and Snacks is quick on the rotation. As Pasha gets inside the window, finds the first Bialy. He's going to find Maniz, and despite the bomb gets planted, so a bit of a victory there from G2 on this eco round. It is going to be VP that pick it up still.
2 kills in bomb plant. It's not bad at all. But yeah, that passive play is really, really nice. If you think that they're playing passive, or you think that they're not passive, but if you think that they're on an eco round rather, you can do one of two things. Play that passive pit, have the opera sit up top and just throw flashes for you. The other thing that you can do is just try to smoke off short and play graffiti as well. So just play passive is probably your best bet regardless. And they picked up that round with a little bit of help from Neo and beautiful spray down by Taz.
Innocent now going to try and push back toward the playground with his teammates, get in position. It's Neo again going for the op, so he's quick down into the underpass for the second straight round. Or rather, I guess there was one in between because he actually was at Monster last time, now that I think about it, but either way, second time he's been there in this half.
I like how they're playing together as well. And there's another peak that I like in the A site where Pasha almost is by that sign, but rather with an op instead of a rifle. They're just jumping up and down. There's another boost that you can do behind the tank, where if you get boosted and you can crouch and then peek up, you can actually see down both A short and long as well.
You're talking about in the park sign at the front?
Actually, where Snacks is right now. If you boost on somebody's head, you can just make a crouch.
Oh, off the back lip of the truck.
Yep. You can spot both, which is pretty good.
That's actually better than the front where people use the park sign, because you can see long. At the park sign, you can really only see bathrooms.
And I think that the spot that Pasha is very common as well, but sometimes it works out. Depends on if a guy's coming up long. It works if the guys are coming up short, but as soon as one guy comes up long, it's an easy shot for him.
Oh, Neo still stays aggressive. He actually went out squeaky, so that's why the door was open. And it was open for the shot for him as well, because Meniz gets caught. So Taz, he'll take advantage of this position they've gained on that. They've got control of B. Taz finds Michu. Good turnaround as he gets him. As the smokes were out, they thought they had it, but they've sold the fake. The dummy's been sold entirely because the bomb's going to go down on A. Puts us in a 3-on-3 post plant. Innocent has the opportunity to fall back and try and hold post plant. They're actually going to allow Spiro to be the one to do that, and all three Virtus.Pro players are coming from the front of the site. And Spiro, we can see with the op, I mean, he's in great position. All he has to do is wait for the call. Virtus.Pro, though, they do find two back-to-back. One goes the way of Neo, one goes to Bialy, and Spiro can't do anything when he has to peek three, and that's how you do the 1-on-3. One to find the kill, one to get on the defuse. They've got kits. There will be no repeat Snacks in this half.
That was an insane shot by Neo, opping down that guy on long. He was ready for it. They had good setups post-plant, I agree with you there, and then they just couldn't hold it down. The guy long had a beautiful angle on the guy bank, but Neo just came out, expected it, shot him, and then retook the site. Didn't even get a 3v3 and didn't even lose a player at all. Good teamwork.
Nade out from Mouse. That takes massive damage on Snacks. He's down to 41. Catches a bullet after that as well, so let's put him on 41 total. A little bit of a nade out. Molotov rather from Michu, but that's going to have smoke against it. So he'll fall back, change his angle as Bialy. He wants to pursue that a little bit more, although he's only got 15 extra bullets left after this magazine. So it's the one thing with the A1, you can't get too spray intensive.
I don't think I've seen an actual smoke strat from G2 yet.
They've attempted one on A that I can remember, but it didn't really work out because VP canceled it off before they got there. And in fact, last round they had good smokes on B, but the bomb was A, so it was all for a fake.
That's true, yeah. They did take the site, just couldn't hit that post plant. Michu gets tagged up. He has the op, which is better than having a rifle with 11 HP. He's going to walk up cat and see if he can get a pick on the guy barrel, possibly. Looks pit as well. Nothing there. Bialy alone here. He does pick up the kill on Michu, so he's the only one on the B site. They think it's an A split. Zero picks up a frag as well.
This is a bit of a problem with the bomb plant down. It is a 2-on-2 situation, as we do have a ghost on the map. I know the X-ray is slightly confusing. There is one extra X-ray position, but nice play from Spiro, and he pops back out. This time they make no mistake. He's going to get the kill, and that's going to make it 15-7. So Gamers2 live to fight one more round. There's still money on the VP side of the map, though, and that means they'll go right back to M4s. It's going to be a bit of a force from Snacks. Okay, nope, I take that back. He already had the gun bought, so he will be able to get out chest armor as well.
And Snacks is pushing up with Pasha on A too. I like this. Sometimes you can hide behind this tree. And it looks like he's not actually going to do it. He's going to push all the way through. You can hide behind the tree. Not a lot of people watch that. And you can just put your gun inside the trunk.
Taz forward position at sandbags. He looks inside the smoke. They flash. They turn themselves backwards to dodge their own flash. And he catches them both looking the wrong direction. They have canceled it out, though, and brought it back to a reasonable situation and allows themselves to get the bomb down, but Snacks is already on the flank, so they won't be able to fall out and get decent post-plant positions. And not only that, Innocent now has to realize that there's one coming from Monster as well, and Neo, it doesn't even matter, he's going to beat them both to it. So that's it, that's going to do it. It's going to be 16-7. And Virtus.Pro, they'll take map 1 against their Polish compatriots. It's going to be Map 2 that's going to be the decider. Now, again, it's 3 points for a win. It's 2 points for a draw. And the interesting aspect of me bringing that up now before we cut away, we'll cut back over just to show you the scoreboard, is if we look at the standings, Virtus.Pro has played 2 matches already and only gotten 2 points from it. They've only gotten 2 draws. They have yet to pick up a win, and as that stands, it means Flipside Tactics are ahead of them. There's also an update that I'll get back to. We're going to jump back to the game really quickly and just take a look at the scoreboard. You were dead right, by the way. Pasha was the wrong call by me. He's way behind, and it's Bialy that was up there near the top. It's Taz that leads the way, though.